Hello, and let me actually just adjust my camera. Camera needs to be really justified. Let me try that. That's good. Hello. Hi, Mr. Green, Mr. Yogurt, may be so 83 and Tart Horon, not Tartheron. That would be silly. Tart Horon. It's like Hodor. Tart Hodor. TK0423, why aren't you at your post? I am so insane. No, you're not. And Z Hydro, hey Skotski, hey Z Hydroski, Alistipitos. I have something we're gonna do here. So let's do Blind Man. I have a plan for something. I don't recall being a moderator. You know, at some point, I think I just made you a moderator because you seem to be actually quite responsible. But of course, I will murder you without mercy if you betray me. Like, don't ever betray me, because betraying me is just... Made it to Jack's station. Hello, you do know I have a day job and I almost spilled my beer. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, thanks, I've got it. Okay, so we gotta build an epic large thing. Yeah, we're doing this in the PC. We always do the evening stuff in a PC. So we have to build... Actually, I should just use this one instead. I'll do the Mark 1 command pod. We're gonna do a mission. We're gonna fly a whole mission. And first of all, I have to build a spacecraft for it. So we need a spacecraft with extra delta V, because what I'm going to do is going to need pretty large margins of error. And what am I going to do? Well, that's a good question. I figured that this would be a kind of live challenge thing, so live challenge is something I'm good at, or maybe bad at. Live challenge is something that I'm good at least attempting. So let's start building out a spacecraft that can sit on top of this. So we need we need these, don't we? We need this. And we need... Oh yeah, you know what we can do? We can do this fuel tank here. Uh-oh, and it sounds like Sky's already heard me. Okay, that's fuel there. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm making a bad mistake here, because I should be setting this up with Z Fantastic, Z Amazing, Z Nuclear Fantastic, Fantastica Nuclear, Nucleation, Nucleusness. So we're going to put a nuclear engine on here. And now I think about it, that's the wrong fuel tank. And Sky is now down to annoy us the whole time. But she better not annoy us, or there will be consequences for this being annoying. Like, yeah, so yeah. We just went to see Star Trek. What did you think, Sky?
It was funny.
It was funny. Funny. Can you believe that kids these days think Star Trek is funny rather than serious?
It wasn't serious.
It was very serious. Star Trek is always serious. You had
Why they wear those silly shirts, isn't it?
No, they're not shirts, they're pajamas. They wear pajamas. Didn't you get that?
They're silly, weird shirts.
Whatever.
Why it's so serious.
Let's do that.
Why so serious?
Why so serious? Why so serious? Okay, so we need fuel lines going inwards. Yeah, I know, and I'm now stuck. I can't get sabotage out of my head. Not right now. No, we're doing something serious here.
Rainbow.
There have been so many silly gags in the original series, so if anybody is like trying to be like, oh, it's far too funny, like, you guys just don't get it. I'm sorry. Star Trek was always supposed to be whimsical at times. So yeah. That's all cool, and I have no problem with it. And I think Simon Pegg did a great job on writing it. He can play a Scotsman anytime. I mean, seriously, that says a lot that he's English and I'm letting him get away with being Scottish. Really? Is that only 200? Oh, that's my problem. There we go. This needs to go down here. So we need to have That's more like it. 8 kilometers per second. Okay. Now, we probably should have some more solar panels and stuff on this. So I'm just going to load up on extra solar panels. 3x2. I like the 1x6. 1x6 should provide enough power, and then we should have some... we're going to need some extra control authority, so I figure we'll put little control things on the front here, and we'll have some extra batteries, just to be sure. Just to be sure, we'll have some batteries. Oh, we should actually have some little thermal control things. Maybe I'll just do these radiator panels. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. I don't want to have these things sticking through. So yeah, I'll put radiator panels. I can't stick them one here. I'm going to do that there. And then I'm actually going to move these up a little, just to make some room here. And then I think I can just enable these by default. That's cool. Okay, twin small radiators will do it. So 4 radiators will do it, and that gives us 7.5 kilometers per second. Oh yeah, we need landing gear, of course. And actually, this is 0.5, and I need to get stats for the moon, which is 1.43. Should be enough. Okay. So, where's my landing gear? Landing gear, landing gear. We've got to have landing gear. That's too high. Oh crap! No, you you foolish come back here. Okay, now it's really confused. Now it is really confused. Yeah, that's really confused. Give me my strut! Give me my strut back, damn it! Do I enjoy classic cars? I'm not really a huge... my definition of classic cars is probably completely different from your definition of classic cars, given that I am British, and therefore I prefer things like Jaguars. While I did own a Mustang for a while, I don't have nearly the level of romance that many Americans have. Okay, so we got that, and we can probably put some batteries on it just for... Oh, you know what we'll put on it is some lights. Lights will actually be incredibly useful for this situation.
Because you could blind people.
What? Yes, because we can blind people. That is exactly what I'm planning to do.
Everything can be used as a weapon on this. You could probably hit people over the head with this stuff.
And then we're going to do that.
And you could poison people with gas.
And then... that. Okay, so that will be the lighting. And we need some batteries. We definitely need to have some batteries here. Battery, 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 battery. You see, if I had not been at Star Trek, I would have had this already prepared, and you would be watching me fly into space already. But instead, we are already flying.
Star Trek.
Yeah, we went to see Star Trek,
Funny.
and Sky thought it was funny, you see, and that's good, because people should, you know, appreciate these things. Okay, I think we're ready. So this is like moon descent.
I have bedtime at night.
Now, the next thing I need to... wow, actually, this is going to have like 10... oh, this is going to be great.
I don't know if I have a bedtime.
How was Scissors Egg? How was Star Trek? We loved Star Trek. It was fantastic, and I especially appreciate the chance to teach my children about classical music. We were listening to the Beastie Boys all the way home.
Yeah, but I much prefer myself.
I know you much prefer Selena Gomez.
No!
You totally prefer Selena Gomez.
No.
Okay, who do you who would you have liked to have heard in it?
Skrillex.
Skrillex. Okay, see, she likes Skrillex because she's...
Step.
You like tech step. Did you say tech step?
No, I said dubstep.
Oh, dubstep. Because tech step is like a type of drum and bass. It's like drum and bass techno.
I also like Aurora.
It is a legit genre.
I like Aurora too.
You like Aurora?
Yeah.
Aurora, Aurora. Okay, and we'll need some struts in here, obviously.
They're awesome.
She is awesome. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
and
trust.
Daft Punk.
And Daft Punk.
Yeah. And some other random songs like Queen.
And some other random songs like Queen.
Yeah.
My, what a diverse taste in music you have. It's almost like
And
you're
then-
married.
and then-
You're not married. You're the daughter of a DJ type person or something like that.
'Cause
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
Harold and Maude. Yes, Harold and Maude is a San Francisco film that is, yeah, it's very popular amongst Bay Area people. I don't find it that funny, but Bay Area people really, really love that movie.
And
Okay.
also, I would also.
Okay,
appreciate-
2.5 kilometers per.
I would also
That's not
appreciate-
right.
What's it called?
Is that really? Oh yeah, that's the moon. That's why my delta V is a thing. Okay, so that's 1.5. Yes. So I think this will be fine.
I would appreciate some Lindsey Sterling too.
Yeah, Lindsay Sterling.
As a violinist, I like violinists. That's what
You
I
like
play.
violinists?
Yes.
Isn't that called violence? Are you a violencer?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. I don't think I ever added a battery. I added batteries on the top here, right? We're doing just fine. We have a cunning plan, which this otherwise uninteresting looking rocket is going to be flown in a way that I don't usually fly rockets.
To explode. It checks out to explode. Right?
What?
It checks out to explode.
Checks out to explode. We don't.
Because we need to explode stuff.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
That's the point of having children around.
What do you?
They usually destroy stuff.
Okay, that's Mum calling. Go and talk to Mum. She's probably gonna ask. Tell her that Dad's doing his show live right now. Also, tell her at the karaoke party she needs to sing Beastie Boys. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's do let's see how this works. Oh, actually, what I'm gonna need is this. Much. Okay. Why do I need to make sure the fairing is in clamshell mode? What? Look, I'm gonna deploy it. See, it'll work just fine, right? See, revert flight to launch. Okay. Yes, we're gonna be so stable. That's the plan. So first thing, we're gonna throttle to 100%. I'm gonna save, and oh, there's the moon right there. Hallelujah. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is press F2. And the whole idea is I'm now going to fly the whole mission without using any special controls or anything here. So, off we go. Oh, oops. Okay, that was a bad mistake to start with. So we're going to try this without any heads-up display or anything like that. That is the plan. That we're going to just try... I don't know. We're just going to see what happens, basically. So... no instrumentation, no numbers. I mean, I could try it internally. So the idea behind this was that some time back I flew an IVA only mission, and it was from the landing can. And the landing can, in case you didn't know, or in case you hadn't noticed, it doesn't really have proper instrumentation. So I thought, so when... was it Matt Lone? He's been doing some really awesome stuff, but he's got some fanboys that are like, oh, look, Matt's done all this amazing stuff that Scott hasn't. And every time they're like, oh, by the way, you know, I did do that. You know, like, oh, yeah, he did the IVA thing. Yeah, here's mine without the stuff. Anyway, I just thought, okay, you know, like, there's some awesome players out there. I gotta really get back into doing challenges and stuff. Because, you know, why not? I think I might throttle down a bit. I think I'm going to throttle down a lot, actually. No HUD. No HUD. I've no idea of my altitude or velocity or anything. I'm totally gonna guesstimate this thing. And that's why I need like 12 things of delta V, 12 kilometers per second of delta V. Now, should I stage now, or should I wait until I'm higher? I think I'm gonna go now. There we go. Okay, throttle up, and now. So here's the thing. I've just gone and pushed the pitch button. So I think if I just go sideways and throttle to 100%, I should start going towards the moon. And the question is, how fast do I want to go towards the moon? They're not boring if you use the LS's. No, IVA. The point is that I did the IVA and it had 0 instruments in it. It had the nav ball and it had a radar altimeter and it had a vertical speed indicator, and that was it. I had no way of figuring out how fast I was going. So I'm gonna try to... Oh, wait. Right click doesn't work, by the way. Right click doesn't work when you have all this. This might be a problem because... Does anyone know if there's a shortcut to open solar panels? So that's me getting into orbit, so now I'm just going to keep going. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to just keep burning sideways. Does anybody... Okay, crap. There we go. So gear will lower my landing gear. That's good. Oh, excellent. And I guess I could right click and... Does anybody know if there's a shortcut that opens solar panels? Okay, so I might have to do that. I'm going to have to go back to the start, because revert flight... because I didn't put action groups. Yes! First failure! So we need some action groups on these things. Good to know, good to know, good to know. Okay, so action groups. I should have done this earlier on. So custom, solar panels. Extend the panel. Custom 2 will be enable, disable the radiators. Enable, yeah, toggle. We're going to start them by default on. I said I was going to start with them on by default. Okay. On by default. And is there anything else I really need? Nope, I think we're fine there. Also, I should probably fix my staging, right? Okay. No, I'm not going to... Accelerometer and time burns, I'm totally just going to guess my way through this. Okay. Oh, and F2. Moon, still there. Throttle to 100%. There we go. And we're starting to move. There we go. What did Mum say? Oh, Mum's still on the phone. And now Kit Sky's going into annoy Orion or something, no doubt. I do like the shards getting caught in the structure. It's kind of funny, to be honest. Okay, let's do this. We did have this thing getting kind of... I think this thing turned a little too fast, but then again, it does move very, very quickly. And I've no way of gauging altitude. That's the problem. I just kind of have to guess based upon my experience. Like, well, that's us probably passing through about 8 to 10 kilometers there. So going at 45 degrees actually kind of makes sense for this. Okay. Okay. Now I actually want to get the nose down a lot more. So we're obviously going pretty fast here because we're heating up a lot, and this is why maybe I'm going to throttle down just a little till I get through this. And that is... Okay, never mind. That's my phone. We're ringing again. Yes, I think rearranging the explosive charges using action groups so that the stuff... Wow, I must be going really fast here. The plan for this stream is to basically land all on the moon without using any of the UI. Okay, so we're gonna flatten this out now. I'm just gonna go flat like this and go to 100%. In fact, I think yes, that is my spacecraft. And am I high enough yet to dare opening these solar panels? 30 kilometers, 1,000 meters per second. I don't know. Was my options? I don't know. I don't know about Disturbed. So as a music fan, I don't listen to Disturbed because the name doesn't seem that interesting to me. Oh yeah, no, we have to get back. Yes, we're gonna totally eyeball the return as well. And solar panels going out. Excellent. So we're still going laterally, and the idea is, okay, so that is us in a circular orbit. Well, we passed through a circular orbit, and I'm going to keep going, and hopefully get somewhere in the vicinity of the moon.
Moon, that's my name.
Oh, yes, clamshell. Yeah, there we go. Come on, come on. Yes, excellent.
I like the colors of the flames.
You like the... I like the color of the flame. That don't know. That sounds like an album or something. And L is lights.
Oh, lights.
No.
Camera. Action.
U is lights. That's right. Yes, there we go. L is, of course, one of the keys for the translation thrusters. Yeah, the landing legs are totally on low enough, I think. Wait, did they get moved? It doesn't matter as long as we don't fall over.
You have to come over here. I'm lazy.
Okay, what is this on my head?
No,
I think we're probably fine here. So we're gonna... Okay, yeah, we're gonna bump into the moon. So let's try going up and seeing where we end up. So time, accelerate outwards. Look at the beautiful moon.
And it's really, really weird.
Yeah, we're not going to land too fast. That's the basic idea here.
Just watch Star Trek. It's pretty cool.
Okay, Orion, you done? Orion came out here.
Yeah, he came out from his bed.
Where did the moon go?
The moon is up there. Like, there.
We're still moving away.
Maybe there. Or somewhere. I don't know.
We're still moving away. And at some point, I have to decide whether I want to start burning inwards again. I can see the moon coming up.
Crash it!
No, I want to see where I'm going. No, we're not going to crash it, Sky.
No.
Sky, this is not help. Sky, thank you. That is going to break the microphone. Okay, so I think I might have gone up too high and too fast here. But we'll know when the moon comes down underneath me. Sky, just... Okay, I'm going to move a little faster.
Isn't that the point? To annoy you?
No, it isn't the point. Okay, so now we're definitely too far out. So the next thing I want to do is slow down. And I want to turn the spacecraft this way and pick up some speed. So I'm going to totally guess this. So that will basically increase my orbit and hopefully give me a better chance of hitting the target. I see nothing except for flames, but what I'm really looking at is the orb. No, we're looking for the moon.
Total darkness, though.
I'm looking for the moon right now.
The sun's so bright. Or the artificial light.
Yes, there's the moon falling between us. So if I slow down now. Oh! Sky! Stop leaning in there. That's really frustrating. Okay.
I'm posting on Instagram.
I'm going to fire the engines this way. Hopefully accelerate my fall inwards. I have no idea how long for, but we have a lot of Delta V here, so we can totally... No time warp challenge, are you kidding? Yeah, you know, I have a life. I have a life, I'm not going to do a no time warp challenge. Okay. The under... Okay, so people are like, oh man, your plume looks terrible. Oh, we're still flying away from this Earth, the Kerbin. I gotta do more of this. I gotta slow down my ascent. So clearly I was going too fast, right? I should have timed these things. And that's unfortunately a problem. The camera may have changed to orbit or free, but I may be on a very high velocity trajectory moving outwards. The problem is that I don't really have any reference other than the size of Kerbin, right? So Kerbin, if it's getting bigger or smaller, is very hard to tell because I can't really zoom in. There's no like zoom in option or anything. And I'm not going to use the map because the map would be cheating. I just decided to take an idea that I hadn't done before because I knew it would be terrible and boring, but I figured it's the kind of thing to do during a live stream because terrible and boring suits a live stream perfectly. Okay, so let's throttle that down and see what happens. Time accelerate just a little. It's still going away. Okay, so I gotta throttle up again. This could take some time. Yeah, I'm using stock visual enhancements, which, well, which has some odd problems, but it does look a little nicer. This is just my standard Kerbal install. There is HyperEdit and MechJeb and stuff, but I'm not using any of it. What did I think of the new Trek? It's not like a classic episode of Star Trek by any means, but who cares? It was thoroughly enjoyable. Yeah, and also references to classical music, very important for this generation. Okay, I'm gonna push the spacecraft that way a little. Oh, okay. The problem is my thrust could be very, 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 very low. Silent Searchlight, I do believe you have told that joke on more than one occasion. Okay, what are you doing, Sky? Well, let's see if... is that us going up or down? It's so hard to tell. I'm trying to look at the way the aliasing occurs on the circle, and I think we're still going outwards, so more thrusting inwards. No HUD Minmus would take a certain amount of trial and error, but I'm going to try the moon first. It's not the worst. Your TWR should be over 0.25 looking at this ship. I believe it was about 0.1. So, or maybe 0.2. So it should be okay. I don't know how much fuel is in these tanks. What we need is little visual displays here. Yes, thrusting inwards towards the moist core of this system. What happened to my hair? It started falling out and I decided to embrace my efficient hairstyle.
What?
Someone's asking about my hair.
He used to be blonde. That was funny.
Okay. We're still going outwards here. Totally overcooked it. Totally overcooked it. I'm gonna have to just like keep burning inwards here. This is where I might need some work to adjust my trajectory. Oh, let's do that. Just gonna keep burning towards the moon. This could take some time. What are you doing, Sky?
Wearing my swag on my head, though.
Sky is actually updating my Instagram right now. She is my official Instagram manager. So, yeah. Follow is it official Scott Manley on Instagram if you want to get the lowdown on what Sky posts from my photo collection.
Some of these photos I take are just random.
Some of the photos you take?
Yes. This is like this whole... All of this is just me.
Yes, Sky took a bunch of photos.
Just
Yeah, okay,
me.
just post them to the internet so people can see them, and then they can criticize you.
Why? Why do people criticize me for being so bad?
See, you know what would help would be if I could actually see the planet using my out of the window. I'm burning at max throttle. I have 100%. Let's try this to see what's happening now. That still looks like it's going upwards. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going off into deep space once again. Ah, yes. It's so funny that I've overcooked this way too much.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Switch to a probe in orbit around the moon and just use a target delta V. No, I can't see anything. I'm not... Use a target delta V as a check. No, that would be cheating. I'm not even using the nav ball. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna land on the... Look, I have tons of thrust here. I could even time accelerate. That might help, actually. There, a bit of time accelerate to perhaps get around this problem that we have. I think I have plenty of fuel. Yes, Silent Searchlight is saying I've done a whoopsie, whoopsie. Just kind of overcooked it just a little bit. Going to end up at Duna at this rate. Yeah. Aha. Maybe I should reload this. Now I think about it. And then kind of spiral outwards. That might be a better plan. I can do some time oh, okay, let's see what happens. X.
You need to walk around with this app open.
Ah.
And then you also need to collect the stuff from the Pokestops.
Okay. Let's see what happens now. Am I falling back down?
Pokestops.
Oh, I am falling back down.
Meow.
Okay, so now I'm falling back down. Now I gotta put some lateral velocity on this thing. Lateral velocity. Gotta make sure I'm burning this way. And that will hopefully make sure... I don't know, hopefully it'll fix something. Hopefully I won't hit the target. The camera changed, possibly because I was no longer on an escape trajectory. Maybe I misunderstood the signals the camera was sending me. Okay. I'm hoping that this will... this means I won't hit the planet Kerbin now. So let's try that. Okay, that's doing better. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna fly around. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, so that's us flying past the moon. So what I'm gonna do is, again, change the radial velocity. I'm definitely going full radial velocity killer here, right? And maybe I should go upwards as well to make sure I get some vertical for this rendezvous. And then maybe this is what I'm gonna do, is just like try and go straight towards the target, right? This way. We'll do that. I'm gonna basically try to judge my motion towards the moon and then brute force it, essentially. That's what I'm gonna do, right? So let's see what happens. Slow time acceleration. Still going kind of radial. So I'm gonna do that more in this direction. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it from this angle. We're just gonna brute force it in towards the moon. And then we're just going to kill the velocity when we get close. This is why I put like 10 kilometers per second of delta V on this thing. Are you watching your movement to project your orbital ellipse in your head? No, I'm not. I'm just kind of guessing. I mean, what would be cool would actually be to build instruments that are attached to the side of this and use them. I'm not really doing that. I'm just kind of guesstimating where I should be. And also, you're kind of pushing towards the target here. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm not doing anything like ellipse plotting or anything. I'm largely guessing about how this is working. Okay, so I'm gonna do this and more thrusting in this direction. Precision guesswork. This is a nuclear engine, and it's actually too long because I messed up. I forgot to move these feet down because I get surprised by accidentally picking things up. But it just means that I need to land a little more slowly than I had anticipated. Okay. Let's see how that works. So, look at the solar panel. We're still kind of moving out and down. Okay, so definitely need more upsy-downy here. That's the way we're gonna go. Okay. A coffee mug which had emblazoned on it the phrase, "We do precision guesswork." Well, as we know, Spock from Star Trek is famous for making some serious, awesome guesswork. Now, we're definitely not going to end up in Eve or Duna. I'm better than that. The real problem is that we might end up on the moon's surface going too fast, right? Let's do some time acceleration. Look, you see how we're kind of starting to move towards it? More thrusting. Do I ever play Star Trek Online? No, I don't. I actually had there was somebody trying to get me to promote it a while back, but I think the guy at the network wanted too much money and didn't happen in the end. So yeah, I just didn't have the time, to be honest. And my heart isn't really in it. It's not that I've got anything against Star Trek Online. I would feel bad, I think, playing it, because there's so many people that clearly know more about it than me. Z Hydro, I don't know, the best place I would guess would be custom print one at Shape at a 3D printing company. Okay, let's try this now. There, look, kind of moving in that direction. Okay, so once again, I'm going to slow down and make some more engine firing. The good thing is that we have like half an hour of engine fuel in this thing, so we can keep doing this. How's the trick to Jacques Station in Elite Dangerous going? I am about halfway there at this point. I should do a Telemachus stream. So Telemachus is something, by the way, if you don't know, it's a mod which lets you export real-time Kerbal data to like a telnet connection or a web folder or whatever, so you can interface with Kerbal using external software. And I could actually be using this to cheat, but I think we've established that no, I think we've established that I totally overcooked the original guess. There's no way I would have done that if I was cheating. Okay. Still kind of going this way. More engine firing. I'm going to do time acceleration to kind of help this. 26 jump from Jacques myself. 26! 26, my god. What is my YouTube? I've seen me before. Clamp Go Daniel, my YouTube is Scott Manley. What challenge am I doing? I'm doing the try to land on the moon without using any instrumentation, only using the power of my eyeballs. And obviously, my eyeballs are my second most powerful. Well, never mind. We don't need to talk about that. But Sky is evidence of the power of my other. Never mind. Sky is just like She may get what I'm talking about, but if she does, she's like totally not wanting to go that place. There we go. We're coming in towards the moon. So now I need to kind of kill my vertical. I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to do that so that I'm not moving so fast. Now, I'm going to point out, by the way, even though I'm not using the user interface, I am using stability control because I have, I can just press T for that, right? So that's me moving.
My picture. It's actually from my Instagram, which is more bad.
Okay. Sky is pitching her Instagram, saying that it's from.
More fabulous than his.
She uses the word fabulous for many, many things.
Yes, because fabulous should be used a lot of times.
So I'm switching in and out of time acceleration, but because there's no user interface, you can't tell it. That's kind of the thing. Do I think that NERV will have enough thrust to weight ratio? I'm not going to suicide burn. I'm going to be so careful. I'm going to be incredibly careful, making sure that this works just fine. Okay, let's do that. And I'm just doing a quick save for some reason because, of course, we're coming up over the top here. Oh. Am I going to get close enough to the moon to get caught by its gravity? I think so. I guess I might actually... Surely I must be inside the sphere of influence by now. I'm going to do that just to make sure. I will not be performing a hover slam. That is why I brought 8 kilometers per second of delta V with me, because the hover slam was right out. This is going to be a precision operation. I think I had like half an hour of burn time on this thing. It's got tons of fuel. Good night, McPawn. Have a good sleep. How am I going to tell where retrograde is? I'm going to guess. I'm just super gonna guess the whole thing. It's kind of cool. I can actually see this. I'm actually so close to the moon, I can see it moving now. Ever so slowly. I can see stars being eclipsed on one side. So what I'm trying to do is compensate for that motion. A hover slam is the maneuver that the Falcon rocket does. The Falcon rocket, when it's landing, American Soviet, it has so little fuel, it basically has to slow down and stop as quickly as possible. And because its thrust to weight ratio is so high, it can't actually hover. So it's more like braking and stop. Imagine it's the equivalent of driving towards a brick wall or driving towards a parking spot at 100 miles an hour and then hitting the brakes at the exact moment so you stop exactly inside the parking spot. If you stop too early, you fail. If you stop too late, you fail. Right? It's just what happens. I mean, Sky, by the way, you still have to make some lunch for you and your brother. Have I heard of E6B? I don't know what the E6B is. Nope. Give me some context on that. It's actually cool. I can definitely see the moon getting bigger and bigger here.
Why do you want to do that?
It is a maximum delta V launch in reverse. No, but Sky has to make packed lunches for tomorrow. That's the deal. It's sad? No, that's what the deal is. So once I see one of the stars getting eclipsed on the near side, that's when I know I'm heading back towards it and I'm going to be cool. I think we might be getting there. It's really hard to tell. So I'm just what I'm doing is I'm looking at the stars on the near side of this thing, and it shows me that it's still moving kind of down. As far as the camera says, it's going downwards like that, but it's reversed for me. It's like down like that. Yeah. The whiz wheel is a circular slide rule that Spock is sometimes seen using in Star Trek. I see, it's a circular slide rule. I've seen circular slide rules before. I didn't know they were called E6Bs. I barely know how a slide rule works, but if my life depended on it, I could put it to good use, I'm sure. Just looking at the stars. By the way, in case you hadn't noticed, if you hadn't asked, we are drinking Arrogant Bastard Ale. Arrogant Bastard Ale. You, indeed, are not worthy. And we are now headed towards this target. Okay, F5. Let's try this again. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're heading over this way. So now I am going to kind of guesstimate where that was burning and start firing in this direction like that. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's try this. Bingo. I have not had that root beer because root beer tastes like toothpaste. I am British, I'll have you know. And we don't have any love for your crazy root beer stuff.
Not.
Okay, I'm rotating the spacecraft.
Not smart in that way.
Sky, it's just not what I like.
Wow.
So because I can't figure out orbits, I'm pretty much going for a direct descent here. I thought your accent was Jamaican. Sounds like amazing toothpaste. No, I just don't get it. Sky's made root beer. She loves root beer. She's American. She's grown up with that stuff.
American.
Ginger beer is fantastic. But
Yeah, that is really good.
I like Thistley Cross alcoholic ginger cider, though. It's like...
Yeah, well, the next best thing is delicious, and it's called...
Look, root beer, the toothpaste thing, is more like an aftertaste, right?
What's it called? I forgot what it's called. It's Fever Tree, and it tastes really good. But it comes in tiny bottles. So you have to get the giant ones.
I can actually see the moon getting bigger as I'm falling towards it. I'm just gonna cut my thrust and verify the motion is still roughly in that direction. There we go. Was there a backup plan when only one SRB ignited on the space shuttle? No, there was never any such backup plan, and such a thing was thought to be so unlikely. Basically, the space shuttle, the SRBs burned kind of very asymmetrically, so they would burn hard one way and hard one the other way. And the flight computer was pretty much the only thing that could fly during the first minute or so of the flight. So, yeah. Root beer was originally made from sassafras roots. How old is Sky? Sky is 11. I think if the Apollo and us astronauts lost instrumentation, they would not continue to land on the moon. That is absolutely correct. There were a whole set of contingency plans under which they would absolutely, 100%, unequivocally, absolutely, completely, without remorse, abort the landing. What type of laptop would I recommend for a computer science student? I would say a MacBook Air, because it's Unix, and it's a really well-built laptop, and it will hold its value. But of course, many people may think that's over-expensive, and in that case, you should look and find a place that will get a Linux laptop. Don't buy the latest and most expensive PC laptops, because they will not run Linux well. That's really all I would say. But the important thing about laptops is screen resolution, right? Because you're going to be working on those, and you need screen resolution. If you only have a 1080p screen, you have a lousy development computer, right? Just let you make that clear. If you buy a laptop and you want to develop on it, and you only have a 1080 resolution screen, you're going to be suffering. Screen real estate is really important. I'll tell you what, Mr. Yogurt, yes, I may be biased, but that doesn't mean that I'm wrong. And if you look around San Francisco at people that work professionally writing code on computers, you will see the vast majority of them are using OS X. And the reason is it's a good piece of hardware with Unix installed by default, right? That's the deal. I mean, Unix
And
is
you
so
can
important.
probably see cats better.
Right. Yeah, cheap laptops will come with Windows or Chrome OS, Chrome OS kind of hides the stuff. Now, where am I going down here? I'm going down in this crater field. I might have to reconsider. So, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to adjust my, not camera, V. What I want to find is the locked orientation. I think that might be it. Yes, locked orientation. So, I am going to use locked orientation from now on because I need...
A cat.
No, I need
Another
to...
cat.
I need to adjust things. There we go. Okay. Screen size... Windows 10 has a Unix environment, has a Linux environment. That's absolutely right. Yeah, it's just if you're developing code, you always want more screen real estate, and you know, if you want, there are laptops with 4K displays that are affordable. I've seen them, but oh god, I remember working on a 320 by 240 monitor as well. Yeah. I used to do that too. It was not something that I was, you know, I was always looking for more resolution though. Let me just see. Definitely still falling towards the surface here. So I'm trying to figure out what way I'm falling. What type of screen is better on a laptop? Glossy or matte? Well, glossy is great if you are working in a room with controlled lighting and you are working on graphics or video and you absolutely need the colors to match what they're supposed to be. If you work in a room with lots of lights behind you, then the matte screen matters. But here's an important thing. If you get a glossy screen, you can make it matte with an overlay, but if you get a matte screen, you can't make it glossy by adding an overlay. So consider that. Like, it's a piece of stick-on plastic kind of thing. Actually, it just holds on by static or whatever. What? Why should you buy a Mac if you can get a Unix environment that isn't heavily restricted by the same quality hardware for less from System 76? Astrum Systema, yes, you can try and get that. However, the specs on that hardware, do they offer screens that are higher than 1080p resolution? So Astrum Systema, does System 76 offer a lightweight laptop which has a higher than 1080p screen? Because if they don't, then you weren't listening to my previous important factors, right? That's kind of important. What do I think of Star Trek Beyond? I thoroughly loved it.
It's awesome.
It's not Star Trek, but you know what? I don't care. Good. So yeah, and Astrum Systema, how heavy is your laptop? Because that's actually an important thing as well. You're right, System 76 do offer Linux laptops. They're certainly not as sleek or, you know, nice. You know, they're not as beautiful as a piece of Mac hardware, but for many people, that doesn't matter. And if it doesn't matter, then fine. I'm going to absolutely say, if you know, really Unix on a laptop is so important to a developer, right? It is incredibly, incredibly important. Even, yeah, okay, some people work on Windows. I understand. I worked on Windows, but I always ended up having Unix shells and stuff around because being able to like grep through code and stuff like that is really, really helpful. So I am not time accelerating here because I have no idea how fast I'm going, so I'm trying to just be kind of careful. I maybe just do a bit of time accelerating. Okay, so I'm actually moving in that direction. I should do an F5 here. I'm going to do an F5, right? And then the other thing I'm going to do is start firing my engines this way again. You got 1200. Null arc. Okay, well that you may be able to get by on that, but here's the thing. As a developer, I've always wanted more resolution. You know, as a developer, size does matter, and by size I mean pixel DPI size. You know, smaller pixels are better. Anyway, yeah. It's cool, seriously, like, you use what works best for you, and obviously I have spent the last 15 years working on Mac hardware, like, long before I was an employee. I'm going to be clear on that. I thought they were great pieces of hardware long before that. But, you know, nowadays it would be painful for me to switch to anything else just because I've got such a reliance on it. 15-inch, it depends on your eyesight. That's really what matters. I used to have like a big ass. It was like a 7-pound Dell laptop with a, you know, it had a 1400 pixel by, no, was it 1400 by 10 or 1450 by 10? I don't know, whatever. It was horrible, but it was big and heavy, and you could pull out the hard disk, or you could pull out the CD drive and stick in an extra battery, and that was great because I remember you would get like 12 hours of life on the damn thing. I do not remember. So Silent Searchlight, I never really used Mac except in my master's degree where I was forced to use it. I never really used Macs on anything before OS 10. Because OS 10 was just like a complete rewrite of it, so, you know, understand that's kind of important. Oh. I'm coming here. But yeah, I mean, that Dell was horrible because it was big and heavy, and I remember they basically, it was a new option. They had a bigger screen than they'd previously had, and then like 3 weeks after it was out of warranty, the hinge snapped because the screen was just too big, and they weren't going to be able to fix it. And because I bought it in like the UK, and I was now living in America, they told me, oh yeah, you know, because it's a UK laptop, you're supposed to ship it to our UK handlers, which you know, means that it would travel to Ireland or something. It was just like really bizarre. And in the end, when I was home over Christmas, I worked with my dad to machine a new hinge for it, which worked just fine until the laptop caught fire a few years later. Build quality and all that. I will always like to... I always find it amusing that in the late 90s there was a famous, you know, panel of business people or whatever talking about the PC industry, and Michael Dell was on that panel, and he famously suggested at the time that Apple should basically stop being a going concern. He was like, well, if I was in charge of Apple, I would shut it down and give the money back to the stockholders because it's not innovating, it's not going to be worth anything, it's in this like slow descent into nothingness, a slow descent into irrelevancy. And of course, that's what Dell is now. I mean, granted, he was looking at a completely different company at that time, you know, like Apple was, you know, it had been struggling for a long time, and then Steve Jobs came back, and frankly, I didn't expect much from them. And at that point, I wasn't the Apple fan that I was. I was, you know, pure Linux hardcore fanboy, and was trying to get Linux installed on everything. And I still do try to install Linux on everything, because installing Linux on my toaster is just kind of what I do in my spare time for giggles. Granted, my toaster was built in the 1950s, but all the same, I would love to try and run Linux on it. Yeah, well... Oh, yeah. So I think I've now got my descent rate under control. Now I just need to try and put it down somewhere safely. And this is where it gets hard, because I'm going to have to try and figure out how to cancel my velocity without any real idea of what my velocity is. I actually want to get away from this crater, because it looks like I'm floating around this crater rim. Maybe I should actually try and land in this crater. That's maybe the idea I should be going for. Oh, let's point downwards and see what happens. I'm going that way. Okay. Okay, I think we're kind of coming down here. This is really hard to figure out what I'm doing here. The reason I've switched to locked rotation, by the way, is because I don't want to have the camera being the thing that confuses me as to the rotation of my spacecraft. Because too often when descending, you find yourself wondering what rotation does what. Okay, let's see what happens there.
This is my best Pokemon. Oh, great. Pokemon nearby.
Yeah, definitely still moving that direction a bit. And now we're turning back. Oh, okay. Okay, now what's going to happen? Kind of falling that direction. So I gotta do this. Gotta do that. So I have no idea of my altitude right now.
This is the best Pokemon. You can't see it. It's 500.
Yeah,
it's about 500.
So Crimson Harvest, actually, here's the thing. There are absolute... So Crimson Harvest has basically said that the Wii re-established Nintendo as a contender from a business point of view, but the software was mostly garbage, and that is not true. There was a ton of shovelware on it. And yes, the term mostly garbage is absolutely right, but there are a ton of really good 100% grade A Wii games, right? You gotta remember that, yes, it was full of shovelware crap, but there were fantastic games for the Wii. Games which are, you know, absolutely reasons to buy the system. Okay. So I'm just gonna see if this works here.
Yes, it is a pincer. I don't know how to...
Yeah, we had great Okami, like Metroid. The Metroid Prime trilogy was obviously, two of those games had previously appeared on the GameCube, but the Wii version so much, it transformed the game so much. Also, Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was the definitive version, was on the Wii easily. It had all the features, and it had the motion controls, which again improved on the game a great deal.
Nothing to catch them with.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, how we doing? I'm looking for that shadow. The shadow must appear soon.
Nice. There's more nearby. I can't catch them at all.
I'm gonna try and figure out where this is going.
I'm almost there.
Where is my shadow? Oh my god, no wonder I'm going sideways. That's the problem. This is gonna be really hard to judge.
It's almost there. Yeah, I gotta catch them all. But I have nothing to catch them all with. Because
I don't have time to play this silly game during the day.
Yes, you do? Totally.
Okay, so we're now definitely getting close to the surface.
Just go to
Surely.
the park. You go to the park and then you catch all the Pokemon. That's what you do. Because there's like a time. There's like.
Oh, I see the shadow. I see my shadow. Okay, so I need to kill this velocity and this velocity.
There's this dude.
So I can see the shadow tracking on the moon. That's what I need to adjust. And this is going to be really hard. No, I'm not going to quick save. Not going to quick save. I don't need to quick save. Oh crap! It needs that rotation to cancel the velocity. There we go.
This dude's so bad. Just cause.
This way, this way, this way. Okay. This is so hard. Okay, now we're kind of hovering down. So it's just a case of trying to balance the lateral motion here. Keep everything checked out. Slow the velocity down a bit. Up a bit. So the problem is I want to land really carefully here.
Oh my god! I got a new Pokemon.
Okay. Okay, we landed. We landed. Woo! Woo! We've got to place a flag. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I don't think I can actually EVA the dude without bringing up the UI.
Can someone tell me?
Oh, you know what I meant to do? I meant to turn on the light so I could use that as our sky. That's really not helpful. Up success! Yay. Okay, so I need to bring up the UI, unfortunately. Let's take a look. How much fuel do I have left? Oh, wow, I still have fuel in those external tanks. That's good. I used up most of my fuel and I still have about 3 kilometers per second left. But we need to EVA so we can do the flag.
I just got it today. The egg is finally incubated or whatever. So that's what I got.
Sky, please stop talking about your thing.
Pokemon?
Yes.
The most boss game I ever had.
Yes. Okay. So, site name, challenge. And then, unfortunately, as part of this challenge, the keyboard has been disabled. Yeah? Yay! Yeah. I can no. I can.
I'm level 8 now.
Right clicking on the capsule, the UI is hidden when I have UI disabled mode. F2 disables the UI, it disables everything. So I pretty much can't. F to grab and B to board.
It evolves into something.
Okay, I said B to board. That's very strange. Said B to board. Focus is Jebediah Kerman, and I cannot quick save while Kerbals are on the ladder.
There is like 3 Clee fairies.
Let's
and a Zubat, and whatever this thing is.
Okay.
Like a turnip.
Apparently he's not actually inside. I'm gonna EVA. Wait. Hatch is obstructed because Jebediah Kerman is outside it. Yay! I'm focused on Jebediah Kerman. Not good? I think he's inside, but it's glitched. I think so too. Well, we could always try flying home. Where is Kerbin? Kerbin is there, so if I take off towards that, I should start going slowly. Okay, and with the thing there, let's just try it. Let's see if I can fly homewards.
What level are some people? And what's their team?
Jebediah Kerman, Thrill Master Extraordinaire. Whew. I'm about to sneeze.
I'm the most valuable.
Okay, so I guess what I'm gonna do is just do this until it goes and tells me I'm in space orbit or something like that, no? I think it's funny that, like, people are, when bugs like this happen on the PlayStation, people are like, this sucks, the console version's terrible, there's so many bugs, it should have been ported. And when this happens on the PC, people are like, ha, lol, bugs, Jebediah duplication, it's so funny. So people have been asking about No Man's Sky. Now, people that have been paying attention will know that some crazy person paid $1,200 for an early copy of No Man's Sky and has been posting videos and sharing videos. He's not the only one. There have been multiple people sharing videos about No Man's Sky. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so the game is basically been seen, and it's very clear that it's pretty much like Planet Explorers, but with flying between planets. That's what it makes me think of. Procedural planets as well. So that's kind of cool. Have I reached escape velocity yet, I wonder? Let's just see what happens here. I can't time accelerate because he's on my thing. I mean, I guess I could keep firing that a little longer. He's bouncing around there. Let's try switching. Switching doesn't work. Let's go to... And I can't go to the space center either. I can probably dump the tanks. Oh. Because I just became low late. Oh, but we turned the thing on. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Oops. Now we've got a forced no time acceleration challenge. Yeah. So that's us actually reached escape. Or that's us reached orbital velocity. So double this, and we're heading home. What is it, Sky? Spin him. What, you think we can spin him off? There we go.
Don't do that! Never leave someone.
There we go. That's the way to fix it.
Oh, but you left him.
Oh, I don't need him.
And rot. On wherever.
And that's us on escape trajectory. Okay, so I think that'll do. So now we can time accelerate out into inter-lunar space. I should probably ditch the rest of this spacecraft now.
Pop up. I know this dude's near.
Come on, give me a camera change to show that I am far from the moon. Apparently...
Because I value the gray ones, that I don't know what they are yet.
Okay, apparently this isn't working. So anyway, let's fire those engines a little more, slow my ship down. Because the main thing now is going to figure out the rest of the descent.
There's no red gems, and that's really sad.
What are you talking about?
Pokemon,
I think I'm going to stage. I can't stage apparently. And I can't right click on these things, so I'm going to... Oh, that's going to be a big problem if I can't stage.
There's like, what's it called?
Are you getting your sub button? What are you talking about? What's a sub button? Do I want a submarine? Absolutely, I want to have a submarine, if that's what you're talking about. Or is a sub button some kind of thing that is, you know, twitchy? Because you know that I don't really know anything about Twitch. I'm not exactly a Twitch pro. Oh, here is the... apparently, we're not getting very close to the moon. Very close to Kerbin. But it still looks mighty beautiful.
It looks really weird.
Okay, so I need to wait until I'm far away from Kerbin once again. Like, out here is about as far as I get. So what I'm going to do, once again, is try to angle my burn. Oh, slow down the timing. That's wrong way, wrong way. This way. Yes, excellent. So fire that engine to slow me down, bring down. So Ordi's... No, I don't have time to organize that because I would actually have to make the emotes and things like that. That would be like way too complicated. I really don't have time to do anything but make videos. I have like a t-shirt store which I've never done anything for. I've had like a bunch of random ideas. Uh-oh. That's me getting very close to the surface of Kerbin. So I'm going to turn this the other way and fire my engines until the camera changes. Okay. Now I'm going to F5. I don't know if that's saved or not. We're going to do that. I'm actually partnered Ordis, so it was actually worth it being partnered during TwitchCon last year because I got to do partner type things, but that was about it. Okay, so now wrong way. We're going to do this. Fire the engines downwards because I want to slow down. I don't know where we are actually. I got a rough idea where I am. But the idea is I'm just going to try and slow myself down, and staging is not actually working. Have I ever been to the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville? Al. Baby, you can call me Al. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, that's not going to work. I must be hitting the atmosphere actually because it's slowing me down. So I'm gonna fire retrograde like this to push me into the atmosphere. You think I should... Okay, right, you think I should do an F5 and F9? Let's try that. Why do I have this nick on Twitch? Okay, now, thanks. Somebody said quick save and quick load. Thank you. Thanks to the person that suggested that I quick save and quick load. Because it has broken the game. Yes, Broadcats. Broadcats, you're magnificent. I have now become unknown object. I have now become unknown object. Look, I am now a rock. Thank you. Op success. Op success. Yes, okay. Let's do something else. Let's go. Well, hey, I was mentioning I want to show you guys Planet Explorers because it's the nearest thing I can think of to No Man's Sky, albeit... Okay, why did it go full screen like that? I didn't want it to go full screen. It's gone full screen. Thank you. It's not gone full screen. Options. You're going to go in a windowed mode. Windows, 1920 by 1080. Okay. Start the game. No, listen, the game was so broken already. I think I demonstrated a successful challenge, right? That was the important thing. Now it's just a case of, I'll have to do it again. And try to do it without the glitching. This time I won't let Jeb get out because Jeb clearly broke everything. Let me just set up properties, Windows capture, and... I don't see this here, Steve. Refresh. There we go. This is, here's the thing, Windows capture, you have to tell it to update twice. You have to go in, you have to say refresh. Hey, I really, really, really want Planet Explorers. Please do it. Nope, you're not going to do it. Hey, how about... This is me trying to fix my thing. Hold on. I'm going to do something.